Hey there! Ever wondered why the Singapore dollar is so ridiculously strong, while the rest of the world's currencies are collapsing like overcooked instant noodles? The SGD is like your reliable friend, stable, trustworthy, and quietly powerful. Stick with me till the end, because by the time you're done with this video, you'll understand how the MAS keeps the SGD strong, how it shields us from inflation, and most importantly, what this means for your property and stock investments in Singapore. So smash that like button to help more Singaporeans learn how to protect and grow their money. And don't forget to subscribe to Wealth for You, where we turn your dollars into cents. Chapter 1. How MAS Manages the SGD. Explained simply. So here's the not-so-secret secret. Singapore's central bank, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, or MAS, doesn't follow the same playbook as most other countries. While other central banks, like the U.S. Federal Reserve, adjust interest rates to manage inflation and economic growth, MAS takes a different route. It manages the Singapore dollar's exchange rate instead. Yup, you heard right. MAS isn't trying to control how high or low our bank interest rates go. Instead, it carefully controls the value of the SGD, making sure it stays strong and stable against a basket of foreign currencies. Why does that matter? Because Singapore imports almost everything, from rice to petrol, and even eggs and iPhones. So if the SGD weakens too much, all these imported items would suddenly become a lot more expensive. That's why MAS uses the SGD like a shield against imported inflation. And here's the cool part. This approach has been super effective. Even when global prices go up, Singapore's inflation often remains more manageable compared to other countries, all thanks to our strong, steady dollar doing the heavy lifting quietly in the background. So yes, MAS isn't just watching the exchange rate for fun. It's part of a smart and proven strategy to protect your wallet and your COPI prices. Chapter 2. MAS and the U.S. Fed. Are they linked? Now you might be wondering, if the U.S. Federal Reserve keeps raising interest rates, does it affect us here in Singapore? Great question. Even though MAS doesn't control interest rates like the Fed does, our local interest rates still move in response to what the Fed does. Why? Because Singapore is an open economy. Money flows in and out super fast, like COPI orders at a busy hawker center. So if U.S. interest rates suddenly shoot up and Singapore's don't follow, investors might say, why leave money here? I can get better returns in the U.S. Then whoosh, capital flows out. To prevent that kind of outflow, our market-based rates, like SIBOR and SORA, usually rise in tandem with the U.S. But here's the key difference. MAS doesn't go, let's raise rates today. Instead, it keeps focusing on the exchange rate of the SGD as its main weapon. This exchange rate policy helps the SGD stay strong and stable, even when the global financial markets are shaking from Fed rate hikes. So while MAS and the Fed aren't having COPI together to plan things, the moves from the Fed do ripple into Singapore, and our system is built to respond naturally, without needing MAS to lift a finger on rates. Bottom line, MAS plays smart. It lets the exchange rate do the heavy lifting, while our interest rates quietly adjust to global flows. And that's how the SGD stays solid, not just against inflation, but also against big international shocks. Chapter 3. Why is the SGD so strong? So what's really behind the SGD's muscle? Why does it hold up so well even when other currencies are having meltdowns? It's not just luck. It's a powerful combo of real solid reasons. 1. A super well-run economy. Singapore has a reputation for being efficient, productive, and forward-thinking. We're a major global trade hub, and our economy is built like a German car, engineered for performance and reliability. 2. Strong trade and high national savings. We export a lot, and we import wisely. Plus, the country saves more than it spends, both the government and its people. This creates a strong financial buffer and adds strength to the currency, unlike some countries that spend first and think later. 3. Stable politics and good governance. No political chaos, no surprises. Singapore is known for being safe, clean, and well-governed. For investors, that's like music to their ears, because they want stability, not drama. 4. MAS's clever exchange rate strategy. Instead of playing around with interest rates, MAS keeps the SGD strong and steady through careful exchange rate policy. This means foreign investors can trust the SGD to hold its value, even when global markets wobble. And when investors trust a country, what do? They buy into its currency, its assets, its economy. And that demand makes the SGD even stronger. It's like confidence on autopilot. The stronger you are, the more people want to be on your team. Chapter 4. Strong SGD and Property Investing. Let's talk about property, Singapore's unofficial national obsession. You know it's serious when even your Kopi uncle is talking about condo launches and ABSD. So here's how a strong Singapore dollar fits into the picture. When the SGD is strong and stable, it sends a clear signal to foreign investors and the wealthy elite. Hey, Singapore is a safe place to store your money. Even with the scary 60% ABSD slapped on foreign residential buyers, many of them still say, "Never mind lah, it's worth it." Because they're not just buying a property, they're buying safety, currency stability, and long-term value. Why is Singapore property so attractive globally? Well, there's political stability and rule of law, a strong and appreciating SGD, low inflation and macro stability, and a resilient, well-regulated property market. All these factors make Singapore look like a high-end vault for global wealth. And then there are the family offices, ultra-rich families, setting up investment firms right here. Many of them bring in staff, advisors, and executives, which creates huge demand for rental homes, especially in prime districts like Orchard, Tanglin, and River Valley. So for property investors, both local and foreign, this combination of capital inflow and rental demand is a double win. Bottom line, a strong SGD gives foreign investors confidence to enter the market, and that indirectly supports property prices over the long term. Yes, the rules are tight, thank you ABSD, but the pull of Singapore's stability is even stronger. It's not just about buying a condo, it's about buying into confidence. Chapter 5. Strong SGD and the stock market. Okay, we've covered property. But what about the stock market? Well, a strong Singapore dollar also has a big role to play here. And for once, it's not shy. Foreign investors love Singapore stocks for a few solid reasons. 1. SGD stability. They don't want wild currency swings eating into their profits. A steady SGD gives them peace of mind. 2. No capital gains tax. Unlike some other markets, Singapore doesn't tax you when your stocks go up in value. 3. No withholding tax on dividends. Thanks to our one-tier tax system, dividends paid by Singapore-listed companies go straight to your pocket, clean and fuss-free. 4. Access to Southeast Asia. Singapore is like the command center for regional investing. Want exposure to Indonesia, Vietnam, or Malaysia? A lot of foreign investors start here, and here's where it gets interesting for us locals too. When you invest in Singapore stocks, you're investing in SGD, so you don't have to worry about losing returns to currency swings. Your profits are in the same currency you spend in. Easy, right? But that's not all. If you're planning to invest overseas in the future, whether in US stocks, global ETFs, or property, a strong SGD gives you more bang for your buck when converting your money. So the stronger our dollar is, the more investing power we have, locally and globally. The stock market loves confidence, and confidence is exactly what the SGD signals to both foreign and local investors. It's like telling the world, hey, we're solid. You can invest here without nasty surprises. Chapter 6. So, should you hold SGD? Short answer? Yes, absolutely. If you're Singaporean or investing in Singapore, holding SGD isn't just patriotic. It's also smart and practical. Here's why. It's stable. While other currencies swing up and down like a yo-yo, the SGD stays calm and composed. That kind of reliability is rare and valuable. It protects your wealth from inflation. Thanks to MAS's clever exchange rate policy, the SGD acts like a built-in shield. Even when global prices surge, our currency helps keep everyday costs from skyrocketing. It gives you strength when investing. Whether you're buying Singapore REITs, bank stocks, or even US tech shares later on, a strong SGD means you're starting from a position of strength. It helps when you travel. Going on a holiday to Japan, Europe, or even Malaysia? A strong SGD means your money stretches further. That's more sushi, gelato, and char kway teow for the same price. So yes, it's good to diversify and hold some foreign currencies, especially if you invest overseas. But don't forget the quiet power of the SGD. It may not shout for attention, but it's been silently supporting your wealth all along. Pro tip. The Singapore dollar is like your wise old uncle. Not flashy, not trendy, but always got your back. Ready for the final call to action and wrap-up line? Let's bring it home strong. Final thoughts. Home is still the safest place. So the next time someone tells you, the Singapore dollar's so boring, not as exciting as Bitcoin or US tech stocks, just smile and say, yeah, but SGD got muscles you cannot see. Because when things get shaky around the world, the Singapore dollar quietly stands strong, protecting your wealth, your future, and your Kopi budget. Now we want to hear from you. Has the strong SGD helped you in your investing journey? Or maybe made your holiday spending feel a bit more shiok? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video useful, give it a like so that more Singaporeans can learn how to protect and grow their money too. And don't forget to subscribe to Wealth for You, where we turn your dollars into cents, one video at a time.